Our sacred library! It's on fire! All our knowledge lost! Who could have done such a thing?
We tried everything to extinguish those flames. Now we're all doomed.
The ancient scrolls may be destroyed, but still no misfortune will befall us animals. Not tomorrow. And not in 1 year. But the day will come when the survival of all will depend on these irretrievable writings.
Are we there yet? I'm so tired.
Pull yourself together. What is it now?
My wool feels so heavy today.
Oh, man. Can't you stop whining for 1 second? I think you've stepped in something there. There are antlers peeping out of your wool.
A roebuck in my wool?
Greetings! May I introduce myself? I'm Finn, and I must say, you sheep are a wonderful means of transportation.
So I was carrying you through the entire forest all this time?
Oh, don't worry. We'll put you where you belong.
Thank you. That's not necessary. I'm almost where I want to be. Have a great day, you two cuties! Oh, by the way, I'm just on my way to the Valley of Hill. We deer are preparing for our annual Club Moss Festival. Would you like to come along?
Go fry an egg, roebuck boy!
Oh, too bad. See you around! The valley still looks just like it did back then. Time seems to have stood still here while I was away. By the little forest down in the valley lived my parents. How often I used to skip along this well-trodden path. It has become a little wider. Just this turn, and I'll be at my parents' home. Oh, I can hardly wait to see them again after all these years. They'll be making eyes for sure. What? It definitely hasn't gotten any smaller over the last few years. There seems to be a small hole between the roots. A tiny hole, which leads to the other side of the tree. Dreaded forest of the wolves. The part of this forest where the entire wolf population has been brought to. Strange. The door has been unlocked. Huh? Ah! Ah! Typical wolf architecture. Even though I used to sneak around here a lot as a kid, I never dared go near the house. Ever since I can, well, you never. I haven't wandered through those gates in ages. Why is there a crowd gathering?
Behold, the king's ambassador is nearing.
Dear townsfolk, I, as the ambassador of our king, bring you good news in these dark days.
Ah!
As we all observed in horror, the wolves have returned to our territory. A terrible incident that we have been trying to prevent since the establishment of the Wolf District. But this wave of destruction...
Good day.
Greetings! What you see in front of you is my small but fine general merchandise stand.
What do you have to offer?
I knew you'd ask. Look and be amazed. Here we have... Wait, what do I actually have here? A half-finished mended sock, an old toothbrush, a green heap with various mushroom crops on it. Ugh, this was the chocolate croissant from the previous year. Here we have something. These unspeakably fashionable knitted scarves, and of course, the one thing that everyone has a burning desire for. Torches. I came up with that joke myself.
Ugh. I, expected a bit more.
At least I offer quality. When will you find scarves as warm as these?
It's high summer. That torch seems useful.
I knew just by looking at you that you would choose this high-quality torch. Only 2 silver coins.
Great, I've got that much.
It is yours. Something to light the fire is included.
I like the scarf. To barely escape heat stroke at 1,000 degrees is my passion.
I knew it. Only 5 gold coins.
I'm afraid I don't have that much in my gapingly empty purse.
Too bad.
Can you tell me what's going on here?
That's not hard to see, is it? The wolves are on the loose. Total state of emergency.
My family has also been a victim of these attacks.
What? For Hippo's sake, how terrible! Can you be helped in any way? Are you injured?
No, I was too late and only saw what was left of our home.
Oh, maybe you need an extra cuddly soft handkerchief to dry your tears with. By the way, 2 packs are now available for the price of 1.
Thank you. I'll pass.
As soon as the king arrives here with his troops, these wolves will be brought to justice. I'm sure that your family will then return safely.
I wonder if the king is really going to get a handle on things here.
Sure, let them go ahead and heighten the walls around the wolves' area. On the other hand, the situation is actually not so bad for myself. The more animals remain in the city, the more interested eyes glance over my my goods.
Do you think that the wolves are behind all this?
Well, I have to say that I don't really know much about the wolves, but they are pretty bad guys with bad manners and certainly get angry easily. I think I'd like them a little better if they'd buy a few stress balls from me now and then instead of wreaking such a havoc here.
Subject change. I'll be on my way.
Cheer up, buddy. I promise, things will brighten up soon.
Hello there.
Greetings, my friend.
The music's all right, isn't it?
Yes, it's quite nice, but it's also kind of mainstream. The songs are catchy, but the chord progressions are a bit predictable and quite overused nowadays. They only use power chords in every song. I like it a bit more alternative.
I had a band once too. Me on the lute, a peacock on the vocals, and a giant hamster on the drums. But soon that hamster had crammed so much junk into the rehearsal room that we had no space left to practice. Occasionally, even pieces of our equipment had disappeared into his cheeks. One day, it was clear to us. We had to kick him out.
That sucks.
Tell me more.
I know a hedgehog band that is totally my jam!
Oh, hedgehogs. I heard that the noise of their spikes scratching on their instruments is almost unbearable live.
Yes, but they do that on purpose, and it's called a stylistic element. Sometimes the scratching gets so loud that you can't even hear the rest of the instruments. And often, the amount of scratching even reaches more than 200 scratches per minute.
I think I heard something about that once. My great-grandfather couldn't stand that style of music at all. He liked more melodic choruses with punchy deer roar.
I believe you. Older folks can't, but every genre has to evolve at some point, doesn't it? Where would we be if we only rehashed the old stuff?
Well, I'm more of a nostalgic person. I don't mind that so much.
Oh, and by the way, let me tell you about this. Groups of howler monkeys and pistol shrimps are currently forming new bands a few towns from here. And it sounds so rad. The hottest dung ever, according to some connoisseur circles.
Rad. I'll remember that. To move on to another topic. Have you seen a deer family?
I'm sorry, dude, but I haven't. It was those darn wolves again, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
It seems like more animals are disappearing by the hour. We can only hope things will be resolved when the king intervenes.
Will the king make it all right?
You bet. I have complete confidence in him. If he deals with the wolves just as thoughtfully as his father did, everything will soon be back on track. The bards will surely dedicate many songs to our king afterwards. But hopefully not mainstreamy stuff like that over there. There should be more semitone scales.
What do you think of the wolves?
What? Wolves? Where? Help!
Easy! I just wanted to ask.
Please, don't scare me like that.
I can tell you don't seem to trust them very much.
It took me 2 days to gather the courage to go outside again. Like any smart hedgehog, I had holed up in my house and lain in the corner of my room, curled up into a spiky ball. After all, the wolves could be anywhere.
Oh, come on.
Also, this morning, I heard something scratch at my window. I immediately knew that this could only be the terrible claws of a wolf.
Oh no! Did you get help?
It was just a branch. But my hedgehog sense tells me that next time, it may be a wolf. It wouldn't surprise me if those guys are walking around the houses at this very moment to seek out their next meal among us. As soon as the concert is over, I will immediately hole up in my house again. It's way too dangerous out here.
Enough of this. I'll be on my way.
Stay vigilant.
They'd rather listen to the music than my voice. Hey, can I interrupt you?
Go ahead, go ahead.
How will the king proceed with his plan?
Oh, our great king has come up with a whole lot of great things. I was informed that the rock walls around the wolves area will be raised, by several meters to be exact. These walls will be guarded around the clock by a specially trained fighting force of merciless gray squirrels. Traps will be set and watchtowers will be built. In addition, the entrance gates to that area will be secured by 50 separate locking mechanisms.
Honestly, it sounds absolutely awful. Is there another way to handle this?
You are absolutely right. I myself am downright appalled by the king's decision.
Oh?
The measures should be much more drastic. Our king is too kind with those ruffians. If I were in charge, I would take all the actions to give the wolves the good old-fashioned beating they deserve. Then there would finally be peace.
Ah, I see. What kind of traps are we talking about?
Currently, hundreds of singing bard parrots are being trained to reach certain pitches that are absolutely unbearable for wolf ears. These parrots will then be placed at strategically selected points in the forest, where they will sing like there's no tomorrow. If this tactic doesn't work, we'll resort to harsher measures.
Wait a minute. You don't mean...
Yes, I do! The most beautiful poker hits from all over Velahill.
But this method was only used for war purposes.
Indeed, but great dangers require drastic measures.
Change the subject, please. Did you see a deer family on the way?
I am so sorry, but no.
Didn't you perhaps notice something after all? It's 2 deer anywhere?
As you may have been able to tell, my head is almost bursting with instructions from the king. Thus, I am simply not able to help you look for your parents. Phew! As you can see, it is downright exhausting to be as important as me.
I gotta go.
Trust in the king.
Woohoo! Yeah! Awesome!
I hope that's how you do it nowadays.
Hey, slow down, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I don't need your mead. I guess this is where they keep costumes for all the festivities. Let's see if it fits. A bit too big and not really my taste either. All that aside, it doesn't do me any good here. I'll put it on. I like my usual shirt better. That being said, this thing doesn't do me any good here. Then I'll squeeze into this thing against my will. Ouch! Spikes sting like crazy! Not only that, it also makes me look like a complete idiot. Let's get it off. It doesn't help me here. Morning!
I wish you an absolutely tremendous morning, my friend from the forest.
Well, it could be better. What can I buy here?
For just 1 gold coin, I can pick up any trail for you. Bring me something whose smell I can sniff, and bada boom, bada woof, I'll pick up the scent and find whatever it is you're looking for.
Ah, useful. I'll come back when I have something.
So be it.
Strange things are going on here.
All right. You can feel on your whole body just how tense the mood here is right now. Even my fleas are hopping around much more nervously than usual. Ouch! That was Olga. That old cow is the worst of the bunch right now.
Have you seen 2 deer? My parents disappeared without a trace during one of these alleged attacks.
That's terrible. Unfortunately, I have seen nothing. But I will keep my eyes, ears, and especially my nostrils open.
Let's talk about something else. Smell you later!
I have an open nostril for you at all times. But better stay in town. You never know.
Hello and welcome to the behind-the-scenes mode of Beyond the Edge of Owlsguard. A game that, looking back now, has a way too long title. That's why I will probably refer to it as just Owlsguard from now on. That's a bit easier, you know. Alright, well, as I said, we are in the behind-the-scenes mode here, and if you look up in the left of the screen, you can see a little button, and if you press that button, I will tell you some funny things about the game and what was running through my head while I drew the backgrounds and all these funny things. Well, alright, I don't want to talk too much right now because I will talk.
Ah, refreshing. A subtle aftertaste of soap. Something must have happened here. The soil is still fresh. I'll take some soil from the footprints. I don't need more soil. It would collapse. Morning!
I wish you an absolutely tremendous morning, my friend from the forest.
Well, it could be better. What can I buy?
Oh, just one bring me some. Ow!
What's that supposed to be useful for?
What? Do you not like my offer?
Oh, no, I just meant... Hey, no puppy eyes! Stop it!
All right.
Smell you later.
I have an open nostril for you, but better... Strange. I smell an intense and very strange note. By all the fleas of my great-grandfather. Usually I'm known for my sense of smell, but I can't place the note.
No problem, but could you pick up the scent of it?
Give me the gold piece, and then follow me. The trail leads right to the entrance of the mole mines.
What is this place?
The moles were mining here a few years ago. However, it was never particularly productive here, if I remember correctly. Now, the mine is closed.
So I guess I'll have to go in there.
I don't know if this is such a good idea. You would better come back to town and wait for the king to get a grip on the current situation.
And abandon my family?
Actually, I would like to help you so much. But out here, my knees are shaking with fear.
Go back to town. I'll get to the bottom of this on my own.
All right. I wish you all the luck.
I may not have eaten anything this morning, but that was definitely not my stomach. Phew. I can still squeeze through this narrow gap. I don't think that will do any good. Let there be light. Well, thank you very much. There's some draught that thinks it has to blow out every fire. Let there be light. Well, thank you very much. There's some... It's so dark. I'll put it on. I like my usual shirt better. That being said, this thing doesn't do me any good here. The rocks have probably seen enough in all their years that... I can't open. The merchant gave me some matches to light it. With the proper tools, I'm sure you could crush these rocks. Somewhere beyond this blackness must be my family. Oh dear, I hope they're okay. This rock must have seen a lot of moles. Somewhere beyond this black... Oh dear. A torch is of no use. What a view! I can even see the neighboring kingdom of Velahill. Good day!
Can I amaze you?
Are you just taking your...
Don't say anything against my trash. Sometimes it sells like hotcakes with the rats.
Can you tell me what's going on here?
That's not hard to see, is it? The wolves are on the loose. Total state of emergency.
Subject change. I'll be on my way.
Cheer up, buddy. I promise, things will...
I don't think that will do. A rock is certainly more used. I'll put it on. That being said,
You're back! Were you able to find something?
no, not yet. What can I buy?
Oh, just bring me help!
Ah,
So,
smell you?
I have a...
Fancy jewelry and all sorts of shiny things in the Valley of the Magpies nearby. While I have no interest in these things, the magpies are not averse to gossip, as I know. Maybe they have seen something. To do that, I first have to climb the rock.
A stranger wishes to be granted an audience.
1 moment, please. Who dares to disturb me? Ooh, now that's one handsome visitor. I don't see you deer around here very often.
Oh, stop! This always makes me blush.
We should meet for coffee and grains sometime. Your treat, of course.
To be honest, that's not why I'm here.
Aww, what a pity! Then surely you want to see all the shining riches we magpies have piled up.
No, not that either.
Oh, what?
How dare you!
What could possibly be more important than these wonderful treasures?
Something bad has happened to my family.
A little more specific, please.
My parents have disappeared without a trace, and I'm looking for them everywhere. Have you magpies seen anything?
We have certainly noticed that quite a few animals have been kidnapped recently. I hate to cause frown lines on your handsome face, but unfortunately we didn't see anything.
Do you have any guesses?
Well, rumor has it that the wolves may have something to do with it. But let's be honest, it has become quite popular to declare wolves as scapegoats for every disaster. The wolves may be a peculiar pack.
A quite uneducated and illiterate bunch.
Shut up over there! But I must say that in all these years, we magpies have never had any conflicts with them. In fact, I would say that something else is going on here. But I have not dealt with it in more detail. I have other things to do. After all, my magnificent gold coins don't polish themselves.
I wonder if you could help me.
You are really going out on a limb there.
I must apologize. I have a lot to do right now. Around this time of day, I'm usually busy feasting my eyes on those shiny, shiny treasures.
You're kidding, right?
Are you sure you don't want to take a look yourself? The sparkle of our jewelry is sure to take your mind off things until your parents return.
What did I actually expect here? Let's talk about something nicer. Could I borrow some money here? Surely you've got enough and can lend a poor fellow like me a hand.
Do my ears deceive me?
Excuse me? Do I look like I can just throw money out the window?
Oh, please, just one coin.
Cut that begging!
That's right. We don't take kindly to beggars in our lovely kingdom.
All right, I understand.
Everyone must learn to take care of themselves. Even a humble animal like me had to learn early on that in order to get ahead in life, you need to put in the effort yourself. Imagine that. From an early age, I had to get by with only 1 million gold coins.
What's the situation here?
We magpies cannot complain at all, honestly. I don't understand why the town animals are making such a fuss at the moment. You can see by looking at us that nothing bad will happen to you if you just keep quiet and stay calm. But the town animals have always been like that. They should count their gold coins more often. It always calms the nerves.
Could I borrow some money here? Surely you've got enough and can lend a poor fellow like me a hand.
Do my ears deceive me?
Excuse me? Do I look like I can just throw money out the window?
All right, I understand.
Everyone must learn, even
Could I
do
all right, I understand.
Everyone must even
Time is of the...
Sure you...
I'll pass. Thank you.
Oh, typical forest animal.
Oh boy, these magpies are just the little egocentrics I always thought they were.
This realm of the magpies has always stayed the same throughout development, and looking back on it, pretty much nothing has changed here, not even a puzzle or anything. It's almost identical to its earliest versions. I don't want to brag or anything, but what I really like about this scene is the dialogue between Finn and the magpies. This was actually one of the dialogues that kind of wrote themselves, since Finn and the Magpie Queen have such different and contrasting personalities that conflict each other. I could easily come up with many fun little lines and moments, and I also like how the Magpie Guard adds to the dialogue with his little remarks. This forth and back between the characters just turned out so much fun, and of course had the voice actors here really make these dialogues shine. Also, in case the music during the dialogue seemed familiar, it is heavily inspired by the classical piece The Thieving Magpie by Rossini. Yeah, maybe that's why it sounds so annoying. But yeah, the melody can get a bit grating if it plays for a longer period of time. You know this melody here, like... Maybe I could have come up with something different, but whatever. At some point during development, you simply have to say, enough, I finished this thing and now I need to move on. Let's throw this music into the game and done, you know?
wonder how many shiny things have already disappeared into these little houses. I don't want to provoke the magpie's anger. I wonder how many Hello? What's new up there? There should already be enough openings. A torch is of no use here. I don't think that will do any good. I don't think that will do any good. Let there be light. Well, there's... That won't get me anywhere. I don't think that will do any good. I don't think that will do... Under the tree is a kind of cavity, which... I don't think... They don't care about much anymore. They don't care about much. Something tells me these guys didn't end up here by choice. Good day! I'd like the scarf to barely escape.
I knew only.
I'm afraid I don't.
Too bad.
Can you tell me that's so? I wonder if the kid.
Sure. On the other, the more.
Subject change. I'll be on my way.
Cheer up.
Reading it should be enough. It would rip apart. I wonder who might live there. It's already open. That would be burglary.
Oi, that meat is mine.
Oh, sorry, Master Beaver. Actually, I don't need your mead. Hello there. Great. I'll be on my.
Stay
This coast here is modeled after the first coast in King's Quest 6 to some extent. I really enjoyed visiting this place in the game when I was little because of all those fun little details. You could simply stand there for a while and watch the trees wiggle in the wind, and you could hear those funny MIDI seagulls with this pew pew with this MIDI sound effect. It was just very charming. And you could also see some waves on the water that were mostly made up of like 3 individual frames. And I really wanted to bring in some of the same atmosphere here. And by the way, this coast here was a lot larger in earlier versions, and you could walk a few screens to the east and west. The grotto on the right half of the screen used to be near the eastern end of this coast. But in the end, when you develop a game, you always come up with all these ideas, and you soon notice that the scope of things quickly becomes too big to handle. So that's why I squeezed all the screens for the coast into this one screen here. You know, because otherwise I would have gone crazy implementing, scripting and animating all these individual screens. And yeah, I think one background really does the job here. If you stay here long enough and look at the sky in the background, you will see a seagull fly around, or rather a pixelated silhouette somewhat resembling a seagull. Around the time I was animating that seagull, I considered adding individual birds with individual flying routes to each screen in the game. Well, I would have probably spent 10 more years on this game if I had done that. And after noticing that this was way too much to handle, I created a little amount of animated birds that I could reuse on multiple screens. You know, those birds that fly around at the top of the screen in the forest, for example. This really saved me from a lot of unnecessary work and headaches. In the earliest versions, you could also enter, and you could even read. There you could find. Look.
I won't be able to move away this pile with my bare hooves. I won't be able. Hello.
What's that noise? Get off my ship, boy.
And please, take your weird twin over there with you.
I'm Finn. You're the ferryman here, right?
That's right. I am Bolek. Bolek the ferryman. A seal of action and adventure at sea.
That's great! How much is a ride?
Oh, slow down, kid. Let me think a sec. Well, I'll have to disappoint you. My ferry service is closed for an indefinite amount of time. The sea is too unpredictable at the moment, even for a more than competent sea dog like me.
But neither you nor your boat looks like that.
What do you mean?
Your boat's all messed up and stuck in the sand, probably as deep as you looked into your meat glass.
You're right. But trust me, I know the surrounding seas as thoroughly as my midriff bulge. However, at the moment, things are looking pretty bleak around here. What else can I do but get drunk like there's no tomorrow?
Let's talk about something else. What's the sea like out there?
Let me tell you something, my boy. No one sees the seas like I do.
I'll take your word for that.
And I can tell you that from here, the sea actually seems very calm right now. Perfect conditions to transport a few paying travelers from one nearby island to another. Currently, however, there are other problems keeping customers away from me.
Oh? What happened?
At the moment, rumors of mysterious sightings are going around. Not only on dry land, where you landlubbers are, but also at sea. An old drinking friend of mine recently disappeared without a trace while he was sailing out there.
Really? That's terrible.
His boat must have been adrift without him for a while before it was finally found on a nearby shore. People also reported seeing strange shadows here and there under the surface of the water. I'll tell you what, my boy. Those are definitely not schools of herring.
Oh no, this sounds similar to what must have happened to my parents. When I was at their house this morning, they seem to have dropped off the face of the earth as well. The house still resembles a field of rubble. We have to stick together. Something terrible is going on here right now. Has there been any sign of life from your buddy? Maybe there is hope for all those who have disappeared. Hello?
Herrings. Wait, where was I? I'm telling you, I'd like to get to the bottom of this. As soon as I have a repaired boat, or better yet, repair tools, or money with which I could buy such tools, or customers which would get me some money in the first place. It's driving me up the wall, darn it.
Do you have any guesses as to what the threat is?
Many animals suspect the wolves, but I think the shadows under the water's surface say otherwise. Unless the wolves have recently acquired submarines.
Enough of this. The subject is making me cranky. Huh? What ship?
You're cracking me up, kid. Can't you smell the salty air of the high seas as it passes through the walls of my faithful SS Wormbite?
You're in your hut!
What? How? Wait, you're right. Oh, this mischievous old sea always manages to trick me. But then, this terrible swaying must be caused by something else. It must be The mattress. Oh, if I get my fins on the rascal who sold me this cursed mattress here.
What are you talking about?
Can't you see how mercilessly it spins and rocks this poor old sailor around? Oh no, here we go again.
You must have some great sea dog stories.
Sure. Let me tell you the story that makes even the most hardened sailors tremble to this day.
Great! Tell me!
About 30 years ago, I signed up for a journey on board the SS Rubber Duck. We were a small crew in search of an ancient treasure chest hidden somewhere in an unmapped area of the sea. One day, we came across an island in said area. Thinking that nothing could go wrong, we went ashore. However, since the day we started planning the journey, sailors began warning us about the ominous bleating that is said to be heard there occasionally. We also heard it when we went ashore. Bah, bah, a harbinger of great danger, they said. We ignored it, and after a few hours, we found said treasure chest in a hidden cave. When we returned to our ship, we suddenly recognized the disaster we had gotten ourselves into. Thousands of giant sheep with soaked wool waited for us on the shore. The sea level was at least 5 meters lower than usual, and the keel of the ship was on dry land. There was no doubt that these sheep were the legendary sponge sheep.
Seriously?
Until then, we thought it was just a fairy tale, told by sailors during long nights in the tavern. But here, they turned out to be a horrifying reality. These cursed sheep were able to soak up large parts of the ocean with their wool. How else do you think the tides are created?
What unbelievable nonsense!
Quiet. Those beasts threatened to send their biggest sheep with the thickest and most plentiful wool into the water as well, if we didn't leave the treasure on the island. To prevent an ecological disaster, we obeyed their order and made a run for it. To this day, every one of my crewmates is haunted by terrible nightmares in which the sponge sheep return and simply drain the water from under their ship's keel.
Nice story, but you need to work on the plot structure and character development. I gotta go.
Stay safe, kid. These are stormy times.
A source of warmth on cold winter days. With only the ashes left inside, lighting it would be difficult. That would be thievery! Only sailor's junk. What a beautiful picture! A lush meadow lying in the shadow of gigantic gray mountains. Wait a minute, these aren't mountains! This is Boleg's family portrait! I can see the entire coast from here. It's always open. All dirty and dusty. A real sea dog doesn't have time to clean up. At least I suspect so. Back in the day, I often went into the water here. There's no time for that now. just as disgustingly salty as I thought it would be. Greetings!
Shush! I am a rock.
A rock? You don't look like that.
No, you don't understand. That's my strategy.
Huh?
I've been trying to get my hands on one of these glowing bugs for 3 days now. But these little animals are so terribly shy. If I stay here long enough and don't move, they might think that I am a rock. As soon as one of the bugs crawls on me, I strike.
Oh, great! Did it work already?
Unfortunately not. But my time will come. Maybe even tomorrow. Or the day after tomorrow. Or the day after.
You'll achieve great things one day, my friend. Can I have your jar?
I'm sorry, but that jar is extremely important to me.
Well, has anything happened yet?
I think this one bug has already moved an inch in my direction. Oh, soon the time will come.
Can you tell me what's going on here?
The animals in the town are making a huge fuss. Everyone is running around all panicky because of some weird mass hysteria. The wolves are on the move again, they say. The evil wolves destroy our trees and houses, they say. But I say, calm down, everybody. Oh, my goodness.
Did 2 deer pass by here by chance?
I have seen nothing. Why?
My parents disappeared recently. Something bad has happened.
Oh, I'll keep my eyes open for you, all right?
Let's talk about other things. I'm leaving.
All right, but be a little quieter.
Someone must have lived here a long time ago and left all his clutter here. They escape again and again. Surely these bugs don't like it when you get too close to them. What strange little creatures. I think they're very rare. These beetles make every firefly green with envy. I'll put it on. I like my usual shirt better. That being said, this thing doesn't do me any good here. Raccoons always look so similar to each other. I can hardly tell them apart. It's me again.
Nice, but shh.
Well,
I think this will soon the time.
I'm leaving.
All right.
There's nothing to find except rotten wood. This cave is really no place for garbage disposal. This cave is really... no. I'll put it on. I like my... That being said... soil doesn't make the...